So you know when you're scrolling through eVike and you're looking for your next gun, and sure, you already have like an entire Amazon fulfillment center just filled to the top with airsoft guns, but you still want more because, let's face it, guns are awesome and we always need more. We keep telling ourselves, oh, I just need one more. No, there's no such thing. We always need one more gun. But you probably noticed that every manufacturer appears to be making very similar guns to one another. You know, you've got a lot of manufacturers making Glocks and high kappas, and not a lot of people making more obscure guns that not a lot of people have heard about. These are my top 3 pistols that I wish airsoft manufacturers made. Now, starting off at number 1, and this isn't really in any particular order, we're just going through this. These are just 3 guns that I wish airsoft manufacturers made. And the first one would be the FN509. Probably the FN509 Tactical, because the FN509 MRD, I believe it is just, it's a great gun, but I just like the Tactical a little bit better. And now this gun is a polymer framed metal slide pistol that is comparable to a Glock 17, but I think that this thing just looks so much better than a Glock 17. It's much more interesting, and not everybody has it. If you go to an airsoft field, you'll notice that like 99% of the guns there are either Glock 19s, Glock 17s, or 2011/1911s. So I think that if somebody were to make this, I think that that would open things up a little bit. You could just have a little bit more options, and I really hope that somebody does make that. Now coming in at number 2, we have the Canik Tp9 Sfx. Now this is a competition style gun, and I think that it looks absolutely fantastic. This gun is going to compete with your Glock 17 and your 2011 style guns. It is a full frame pistol with a metal slide and a polymer lower as well. Now this is typically considered a lower end competition gun. It is still very, very nice. Now this does have a threaded barrel, so you could put suppressors and tracer units on it if you wanted to. And I think that this is so much more interesting than a Glock or like an M9. Instead of making like an M9, just go make a Canik Tp9 Sfx. Because, well, I think we can, okay, leave down in the comments, would you rather have a Beretta M9 or a Canik Tp9 Sfx? I would personally go Canik all day long, but I want to hear from you guys. Like, is anybody else interested in this? Is this just me? Anyways, that concludes number 2 on our list. And number 3 is a gun not a lot of people really seem to know about or would really be interested in, probably just because it's not very practical. And that is the Sig P365, and that is a subcompact, or they call it a micro compact, I'm not sure the difference, but that is very comparable to the Glock 42, 43 style gun. It is chambered in 9mm in the real steel world, and is a polymer framed metal slide pistol. And it wouldn't be that useful in airsoft really, because it's so small. It would probably only hold about 15 BBs in airsoft. But for a small gun, I think that it looks fantastic. Now, Umarex does make a Glock 42, but I don't know, I can't really seem to find them. If any of you guys know where to find the Glock 42 that isn't sold out, I would love to hear, because I would love to make a review of that gun. So I'm very curious to see if you guys would ever, would you be interested in buying this? You know, it's not a very useful gun because it only holds a very small amount of BBs, but in certain situations I could see how having just an extra gun on you, it'd be like a secondary to your secondary, which, I don't know, it's a lot to carry around. Anyways, that concludes this video. I want to hear from you guys. If you could have 3 guns that people don't make right now that you want them to make, what would it be? Go and leave them down below. And I want to thank you all for the support lately. You guys have been great. We've grown very, very quickly, and I really do appreciate it. Next week we will have a 2011 review, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you all next time.